Hi, this is your 10-minute stretch. This session is focusing on the lower back. So if you're feeling very tight or restricted in that area, this is a great one to help get you moving again. The whole session is going to be down on the mat, so grab yourself a space and come and lie down. This session is all down on the mat, so when you're ready, come down. We want the heels in line with the sitting bones and the knees in line with the hips. From there, we're going to walk the fingers down the mat so that we drop the shoulders away from the ears and then turn the palms towards you or up towards the ceiling so you're nice and open across the collarbone. From there, we're going to start to work into those lower abdominals. So imagining that hip belt coming across the hip bones, down across the lower abs. We're going to draw in through the nose. Top of that in-breath, we're just going to gently draw in those abs. So we get to about a 3 out of 10 in terms of a connection. Releasing the breath over the top, we're going to hold on to that. And we're going to start to do some pelvic tilts. So as you exhale, you're going to just gently rock the pelvis, rolling it towards you and pressing the lower back into the mat. And then you're going to release. So the bottom stays in contact with the floor, it's just the pelvis tipping towards you, pressing the lower back into the mat, and then releasing it away. Keep that gentle connection on the lower abdominals. Use that connection just to create that tilting movement. If you can't get all of your lower back to touch the floor, just get a towel and roll it up or fold it over, place it underneath your back, aim for the towel, and then as you increase that mobility through the lower back, you can take the towel away and aim for the floor. Gently connecting and then releasing. So it's almost like you're pulling your belly button to your spine, using those lower abdominals, and then you're releasing again. Just keep that going, connect down, and then release. Back goes into the lower mat, and then release. We've got 3 more. Tilting, and then releasing. Tilt the pelvis, and then release. This time we're going to tilt it in and hold it there. So tilt it in, we're going to hold, just gently pressing down. For 3, 2, 1, release. Now we're going to hug one knee into the chest, and as we do, we're going to do that pelvic tilt again. So pressing the lower back into the mat, and then releasing. Hug the other knee, press the lower back into the mat as you do that, and then release the knee. And again. We're going to start to use the breath. So as we exhale, we hug the knee in, press the lower back down. Inhale to release. And then release. We've got a few more. This time we're going to pull the knee in and we're going to hold it there. Keep that connection in the lower back to the floor, and we're going to extend the other leg slowly away. So using those lower abdominals to keep the lower back into the mat, we're going to extend the leg, bring it back, release the knee, come back to that gentle lift in the lower back, and then again press the lower back in as you hug the knee, keep it there as you extend it away, come back, and then in, releasing the back, and then gently pressing it in again. We've got a few more like this. And then release. Hug it in. And release. Good. Use those lower abdominals to keep that connection to the floor. And then release. We've got 1 more to each side after this one. Pressing gently into the mat. Hug that knee as close as you can, keeping it close. Last time to this side. Bring the heel in. Bring the heel just a little bit closer now. Keep that connection to the floor with the back and keep that knee as close to you as you can. We're going to squeeze the bottom now and come up off the floor with the bottom. So rolling into that lower back. Lower back lifts gently off the floor and then you roll back down. Release the knee, release the back off the floor. Hug the other knee in, pressing the lower back into the mat. Squeeze the bottom, keeping that pelvic tilt. You're going to lift the bottom off the floor. Release it back and release the knee. Hug in, press the lower back down, squeeze the bottom. Lift the bottom off the mat. Roll back and down. The key with this is as you start to squeeze the bottom and lift, you don't let the knee come away from you. Keep it in towards you. And if you can, you're going to lift a little bit higher each time, okay? As long as the knee doesn't come away from you, see if you can go up a little bit higher and then roll back down. Don't worry if you can't get very high without the knee starting to want to pull away from you. Just gradually build on it. Each time you do it, you find you can get a little bit further. Good, a couple more times. Roll back, release the knee. Remember, keep the knee tight to the body, squeeze the bottom to get the bottom up, roll it back down, and then bring it down. Hug the knee, lower back presses into the mat. Lower back lifts by lifting the bottom, roll back down. All of the lower back connects to the floor, and then you release the knee. Couple more times. Lower back into the floor, squeeze and lift the bottom. All the lower back reconnects, and then release. This is the last time to this side. Hug, squeeze the bottom, lift, lower, and release. Last time to this side. Hug, squeeze the bottom, lift, connect all the lower back to the floor again, and then release. From there, taking the arms out wide, making sure the feet are still hip distance. We're going to do some gentle hip rolls. So knees go down one way, head goes the other way, and then roll back. Go the other way. Remember, for this to be effective, your upper back, needs to stay connected to the floor. So all of your shoulder blades, all of them, I say all of them, there's only two. Both shoulder blades need to stay connected to the floor. Rolling down, and then coming back. Got a couple more to each side. And then we're going to come back to center. From there, we're going to hug one knee in and then the other. So we're really hugging both knees, pressing the lower back into the mat. Now keeping them as close to us as possible. We're going to exhale and aim to get our nose between our knees or as close as possible. So as you exhale, head comes up, nose aims between your knees. And then as you inhale, you release the head to the floor. So you exhale up, inhale down. Like I say, don't worry if you can't get your nose all the way to your knees to begin with. The more times you do this session, the easier it will become, the more mobile that lower back will become. And you can hopefully increase how far you can get. We've got two more. 1 and 2. We're going to try and stay up on the next one. So coming all the way up, holding the nose to knees, you're going to rock gently from side to side. So you massage that lower back into the mat, keeping the nose high, as high as you can. And then come back to center, release the head to the floor, release one leg and then the other. And you are done. So you can repeat that session as many times as you like. Hopefully finding that each time you do it, you get a little bit more mobility in that lower back. Enjoy.